Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Mental Mobility Podcast, episode number 182. I missed last week. I did, but I want to talk about the title that you read was I Surrender. And there's times in our lives or there comes to a point in our lives where life becomes too much, right? And whether it's overthinking or being anxious about the future or thinking too much about the past. So now we're depressed, feeling overwhelmed. And that's where I'm learning that I think the best thing I've done in the past month was to give in, right? To surrender to whatever it is that I'm feeling. And when I say this, I say, I can only do what I can. Right. Like, this is all I have in control of is everything that I presently can do. And I'm gonna let God or whatever other power you may believe in take care of the rest. Because I don't have any more space in my being, my aptitude, my mental aptitude, capability of doing more. Because I'm doing the best that I can. And the best that I can is offering what is presently in front of me. And I feel like this is a great exercise for being mindful. As hard as it is, I can't talk these past couple days, guys. I don't know what's going on. I can't like something's going on. I'm like stuttering a lot more. My jaw is locking up, so it can be from added stress. But I'm not sure. So forgive me for kind of bumbling or trying to figure out words. But this is a great form of mindfulness. And it's one of the cards that I pulled out. Uh, Weirdly enough, it came out second. What is mindfulness? Mindfulness is choosing to be aware of this moment on purpose, non judgmentally. When we're being mindful, we gather our attention and then choose to focus or concentrate it on what we want to observe or do. In this moment, choose to focus your mind where you want to be. Perhaps you focus on your emotions, your thoughts, your bodily sensations, or what you experience through your senses or your surroundings. You're kind of focusing on one thing, right? Picking one. Hold your attention there and being in that moment. And that's all it is. That's all mindfulness is being in the moment of whatever it is you are choosing to feel, think, hear, or something, and just stay with that. Right. And for me, I'm being mindful to when I know things are getting hard or my brain is kind of going to overload. I'll first do something to minimize that rise in distress tolerance, I believe. I don't know. So I'm trying to bring the score down, right? They call it the SUD score. I'm trying to bring my score back down from whether I'm angry or just maybe overthinking. I'm trying to bring it down to like a 2 or 3 to where it's manageable, right? To where I can control my thoughts again. Still not feeling 100%, but when can I find myself um, at a level that kind of helps me feel normal ish? Excuse me. Ugh, a lot of allergies. It's super windy out, but it's still 100 degrees in Las Vegas. And the sand or wind or whatever dirt was blowing up everywhere yesterday. So I kind of like inhaled a lot of it. And now I'm having like allergies today. So it's kind of makes sense, right? But really focusing on making it go away, right? Not forcing it to go away, but really doing my best to do things that I want to not do, like surrender, right? To give in and just allow it to ride. Because what I love to do, and especially with anxious moments, is that I love to think about them and then really think and overthink and then think more and think. And it comes to a point where it's like, you know what you have to do, right? I know what I have to do. I have to just stop and just say, I fucking quit, right? There's nothing I can do. What I'm doing right now is it, and whatever else happens, I just have to, and that's a loss of control. And I understand most of you, if you're obviously watching this and listening, it's going to be a challenge, right? For me to a perfect example is before I got this new job, which we'll talk about later, there was a moment where I did not want to call them back for the interview because they wanted to interview me and they left a message and I didn't want to call back because my ego was too strong because I want to see what I was making myself succeed. Right? I want to see my online programming just blast off like fucking no one's business. Like it's just gonna happen. And then when that didn't happen, I lost all my own self confidence. I lost, not that it was a failure. I still have people that signed up and I still work with them as well, right? So it's crazy the way you think. It's either like that all or nothing, and I guess that's the way I always looked at things. But it's not. I'm gonna give it a shot. And I'm gonna keep going. But if you don't have everything, it's like what the fuck is worth it? Why so? Why do it? And I was at that. I guess that bend of the road, and my wife was like, "Why don't you just give them a call and you can still do the other thing as part time?" And what I wanted to say was, "Fuck you. You don't believe in anything that I do. You don't believe that it's going to work. I know you're scared for that I'm going to fall." And you know what? I was falling back into a really terrible trap. Right? I was falling back into a very tough mindset, just coping mechanisms that were not DBT decks, that was not breathing, it was drinking, and it was smoking at night to go to sleep. It was the same fucking pattern of what I did before, but not even really thinking about it. So at that moment, when we had this so-called not an argument, right? In my mind, it's an argument because I'm battling someone that doesn't want to do something I say. I'm losing my control and not not givingly doing it, not proud, but more of like, fuck you. You don't think I'm going to do it? I'm going to do it. And I ended up just closing the door. We got home. I closed the door, ran upstairs, didn't even tell her. And I called the, I called my now to be manager back to schedule an interview to come in, a second interview. And he was surprised that I called. It was like 2 weeks later. I never even, I just kind of ignored it because I really like to, when I did, I wanted to focus on just that crank online and just want to make it work. Right. And even things like Sim says, Sim's like, it doesn't matter what you do or what it is, and it doesn't define you as that person. And it does make sense, and I had to submit, you know, and I gave into it and ended up going through the process. And now I'm presently a personal trainer level 5 at Lifetime Fitness in Las Vegas, which is so weird to say because you started at a place like this, you opened up your own place for about 12 plus years, moved back here, tried to moved here, tried to completely avoid training people and getting back into the fitness world. And then you were fortunate enough to land a job at a group fitness place where it was fun and it was good. And they happened to close down, and now you're here, right? And who the fuck could have predicted that? No one. So that's when I was like, you know what? I'm going to surrender a lot because, like, what's it worth? You know, the pain and the headaches and the fucking breakouts and the terrible sleep and just the anxiety and the bipolar alone is just hard to manage when, especially when you have I have no control over it. Sometimes there's just days it just pops up and just, hey, fucking wow, that's how I feel today. Like it's a weird that, and it is, but we always say when you're in a good place, it's not as hard, right? When you're in a good place, it's not as difficult to handle or manage. How do you think I managed Crank that entire time? Because I fucking loved it, dude. Like I loved every moment of it. I didn't even know I was bipolar then. I just knew things were weird for me. Right? I didn't know what fuck bipolar was. I didn't know depression was. But now looking back, I was depressed. I was having my own many acts of mania, and I could link them to all the money that I spent from the business onto weird shit, and it makes sense. But I wasn't suffering, right? I wasn't in a bad place. I wasn't completely anxious and sad all the time. I hit my waves, I hit those strides, but I was such in a good place because of the people I was surrounded by that it made it easier. And when those people and that community you have kind of move away into a different direction, now you don't have that social support, it starts to get harder. Right? I start to think differently. I don't have things to make me laugh or to vent. And then I saw that trend happening here when I just got stuck alone inside this room where I'd program and do computer work to build websites to get it going, finding what's the best avenue to take memberships, what platform am I going to use to make it, how am I creating this app to make it do this and that, and now it's there. But being there and overworked and overstressed really didn't help me. Right? It just gave me more problems. But I didn't have an outlet to make it feel good. I didn't have anything to kind of help ride it out. I didn't have a community that I can just talk with and chill out and laugh with to help those problems kind of dissipate. Right? We always have our spouses, we have our family, but then there's times where you just need people. You need people just to fuck around with and to laugh with and joke with and whatever. And especially when you have those moments of distress, I guess you want to say. There's one more thing that I saw here. These are the first two that I picked out too. It's kind of funny that I don't know if this influences what I'm going to talk about, but not really because I just pulled these out. This one's called "What's not the problem." So this you would say is what do they call this? I forget. It's easy to be preoccupied with our problems. If you know what it is, comment. Make a giant list of the problems you don't have, with extra credit for being dramatic and extra ridiculous. Here are some examples. I'm not stuck on Mars alone with no way home. I don't have smallpox. What? When was this made? I'm not being hunted down by the mob. To be that person. I don't have to eat bugs. I'm not kidnapped and held for ransom. I'm not adrift on life raft in the ocean. You know what I'm saying? These are uh, not comparisons. I guess you can say like I forget what the skill is here. It's like you're comparing not to your life to someone else's. We're just comparing a really tragic scenario to yours, where you can pull yourself back and say, at least I'm not eating bugs for dinner. At least I'm not being chased down by the mob. But see, I read that one. I was like, there's a lot of people chased out by the mob, though. Like, see, I know some people that might be worried right now. And if there are, they're very worried and very anxious for their lives. Right? I'm not adrift on a life raft in the ocean. You're not fucking Tom Hanks in Castaway. Like you're not talking to a volleyball. You're not talking to Wilson. Right? And that kind of should and or can not should can put you into a perspective of I could get through this. Right? I'm not in this really bad, tough scenario. I'm in one that is manageable. As long as I maybe will let go of the control that I think I have. Because that's where we get stuck. And I say we, meaning I'm just talking to you guys like we're talking. And I get stuck and I always say, I'm not a control freak. I'm not a control freak. It's like, no, whatever you say, you're not a control freak. You're saying you are a control freak. Because it's true. I do like control. I like a handle on my life. Why else would I have anxiety? If I didn't have any control issues, I wouldn't have anxiety probably, right? Most likely. Usually, if you can let things go, you're not going to have anxiety. You don't care. And that's kind of the life I'm trying to choose because it's easier to manage your skills when you finally learn to what they would say let go and surrender to whatever it is that you're doing, whatever problem you have. Just say, this is all I can do. and I'm gonna let God take the handle, like, and I'm not gonna say my anxiety has gone away or my depressive moments have gone away, but it's gotten a lot easier, and I'm in a better position than I was a month ago. Because it was normal me, I tried to control everything, and they're like, "No, fuck that. I can do this myself." And my ego would step in and be like, "No, you can do this and make it happen." Like I was making workout videos and videos on Instagram and shorts that make me fucking cringe. Right? Like I don't fucking want to do that again. I don't want to do that anymore. But as a fitness influencer that needs to influence people to subscribe to a platform or business model that I have developed, I have to do it. Otherwise, how else are people going to know that I know what I'm talking about? It doesn't make it's hard. It's a hard life. Like, do you ever subscribe to someone that doesn't really like if you didn't think I made sense to you, like would you have subscribed to me or maybe just my friend and just, help me out? I appreciate it that too. So if you're one of those people, subscribe. Maybe you'll enjoy the content. If not, then I'll see you soon. But for the most part, I didn't want to do it. Like I hated it. I hate it. I don't say I hated it. Like I like posting like, hey, here's me working out. 'Cause I still, because I still work out. I'm fucking 47. I'm gonna be 47 years old. I squat, bench, box jump, prowler, kind of run. Not really that much. I run a little bit. But I do like intervals of running, deadlift, but I may not be as strong as I used to be, but I'm fucking way stronger than I was a year ago. Right? People don't know this, but when you hit that pole of like, I don't even know what depression state that I was in, but you lose your like I lost my strength because I didn't want to do it anymore. I didn't want to lift. I couldn't even look at a barbell. I couldn't even look at the gym. I would just do things like metcons just to make my worries go away. Not like an actual strength program. It feels so good to be on like a fucking normal strength program that squats, fucking bench, front squat, deadlift, some cleans. It just feels good. I'm not killing myself doing like metcons. I did like 5 burpees this whole month. And like I lost body fat percentage. So burpees aren't the key, people. It's fucking consistency and eating right. Like it's I don't know. I'm just at a different place with everything, and it kind of feels good. It's really hard to let your ego go aside, right? It's really tough to let your beliefs or what you think are your beliefs let them go. You hear that? Someone here? I can hear something. Well, if someone comes upstairs and shoots me in the fucking head, at least it'll be on camera. Then call 911 and then send them to my house, please. Someone like kicks like, oh, please, just or like samurai sword in my neck. That'd be Kill Bill style, but or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. One or the other. That'd be fucking weird. But hopefully my dogs would stop them downstairs. All right, where am I going? Where was I? Here, let me give you one more um, story of how I let go of my ego again. This happened on Wednesday. So at the new job, I'm still in the training phases. If you guys are personal trainers or have been, you understand the work you have to do to understand the systems, to learn their modules, to understand not only that, but it's a corporation. So now you have to understand the corporation and the brand and like how they speak and what they talk about. Now I have to fucking try to pick up clients, right? This is the hardest part of personal training. Once you get the few, then you're good. But those first sim, you fucking know what I'm talking about. First couple, I don't remember sales techniques. like I don't fucking, I don't even sell, right? I just deliver. And then before we even start, I remember like before you'd have to like get the price sheet, wait till the end, have the uncomfortable, oh, how was your workout? Did you enjoy? And you're just dreading going to the fucking office or table to give them this. Here's a sheet of paper for thousands of dollars that you're going to invest in because I know I can help you. Right. See, even the way I delivered it, that's how I do it. I don't sell. Here's the fucking prices. I want you to look at these beforehand. Now let's go do our shit. Do our workout. Let's do it. Do you think you want to train? I'm not hiding nothing. I'm fucking not. I'm the blue book, right? I'm not trying to give you a shitty car. I'm going to give you the real. This is the value, and I'm fucking. My prices are the value that I believe I am. So here you go. And just but doing that a million times because it's not going to land on the first. Or even I take it back. It landed on the first, by the way. I did get my first client on Thursday. I didn't even tell you the story yet. So anyway, they have team meetings every Wednesday, right? I'm doing a lot of training. I'm there for 8 hours a day, starting from like 4 in the morning until about 1 in the afternoon. And then I walk into the meeting with a pen and paper because I want to take notes. I've been there since 4 o'clock, right? 4 o'clock, I work out. And then I have my shift starts at 5 or my session start at 5. So I'm already tired. I only had my protein shake and my banana, and then I forgot the rest of my food. I was like, it's okay. I'm not gonna do anything. I'm gonna go home. So instead of it being a meeting, every last Wednesday is a team workout. A team workout. It was kettlebell swings, floor presses. Everything was all over the place. Plank, tricep extensions, farmers carries, pull ups. Uh, Fucking, I call them basketball lunges with the kettlebell. Fucking kettlebell through the legs, bow and African. I don't know what the fuck you call them. Yeah, those guys. Um, Whatever. He had stuff, and that was the workout. That was the meeting. Was a team workout. So we have to do as many rounds as we can in 50 minutes. 50 of like 12 to 13 exercises. I feel like it was a very like Spartan racy type workout, like Spartan race. Like you go to like Google like Spartan race workouts, and it's kind of what the feel of it was to me, without like a big running uh, cluster inside it. But I was fucking gassed, dude. And usually I'm good at that stuff, right? I can handle. I got the fortitude to run through these without, you'll feel it, but I was done. It was like 20 minutes. First off, I didn't want to do it because I thought I had I didn't change my clothes. I was still my work clothes, my trainer's outfit, my trainer's uniform. And I had to do all that stuff. And I didn't want to. I was so tired. At the end of my day, pretty much. I have no fuel in my body. I already worked out. And I told him, I was like, nah. He's like, you gonna work out? I was like, I worked out already at 4. And then I just kind of got that look. And like, this is my first impression. You know what I mean? And like, I turned around and go, I'll do it. So I was like, yeah? I was like, yeah, I'll fucking do it. So I grabbed my stuff and I ready, set, go. No one warmed up. So I'm warming up. And then we went into it. I got into my third round. I finished 3 rounds. It was like 25 minutes into the workout. And I just said, I'm done. Like, I'm done. Not because I'm done because I don't want to go back to how I would do it. Because I know normal me would put my head down and finish that whole 50 minutes, but I will hurt myself. I'll feel some pain I don't want. I'll completely ruin probably the rest of my cycle hormonally the whole day because I'll just be demolished. And I said, no, I'm good. And then I just stopped. And no one cared, I know of. And I just walked out because that was it. But I did start, right? I did do something. But I didn't allow my ego, which really wanted to keep going, even though I really didn't want to keep going. But my old me wanted to keep punching it. My old me wanted to keep doing it. My old me wanted to FSU, which is fuck shit up. Do work, son. Right? Those little mottos still stick. And I did. I did my work. I'm just not 33. Like, not only that, I just didn't feel it. Like, I don't want to give it like a reason why. No, it was tough. It was tough, and I was feeling it, and I didn't want to get hurt. because that to me is not worth it. Because if I got hurt, then I wouldn't be working, right? And my normal person, I'd probably get hurt and not care if I was limping or had a cast on again or something like that. So that was just a story of like how it's another way I surrendered to my ego versus allowing it to take over another position where I could have went bad. So I just wanted to let you know that it's okay that if you agree or disagree with this. Again, I'm just telling you personal experience that I went through and how it's helping me, and surrendering has been helping me this past month. And I feel like it's something that I'm going to do for a bit, especially when things get tough. But I'm not going to say I'm going to stop fighting, right? It's not. I'm not going to say I'm going to stop trying things. I'm going to say I'm going to avoid everything. No, there's going to be a point where you just know. When I'm overthinking, I can't stop thinking. It's like, you know what? Fuck this. Tomorrow's gonna be fine. This is what I'm doing now. Fuck tomorrow. Like, it's things like that that I say. And if it is, usually I just write it down, and at least it makes me feel a little bit better. So if like I have stuff that I'm thinking about tomorrow, then I'll just write it. Like, what is your right? What is it? Oh, this? That's stupid. Oh, okay. I'm ready. Oh, all right. Well, let's make a checklist. Now go take a shower or something and just get out of the house and go walk, and then you'll feel a little bit more regulated versus pent up and angry because it's going to turn to anger. And then I'm going to start pushing it towards other people, which is usually my family. Right? That's something I don't want to do. If I want to be the best dad that I ever could be, and I want to be the best husband that I can ever be, I can't be doing that shit. Right? If that's my goal, that's what I always think about now. That's what I always look at. It's like if it's affecting them, how the fuck am I being the best version of a dad that I can be? It just doesn't make sense, does it? I didn't think so. See you guys later. Thanks for coming out. Till next time. Pete, Mental Mobility Podcast. Subscribe.